Bonjour tout le monde. Jodi c'est vendredi. Il disait, et puis tabu conversation a cabawea. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, 10 a.m., and it is time for Rum Shop Talks. Today, we are making some fun things for you guys. And sorry for being a little late on getting them live up because my tech person is at work. And super excited for this drink. It is called the Basil Bounty Bucket. And I figured with Labor Day being Monday, it would be the perfect thing to show you guys. It has got rum, lots of it, and Corona, and just a little bit of juice to spice it up. So we'll get started with that. And then for our legal portion of today, we'll be answering a question that I saw posted online at one of those, answer my legal question websites by a non legal person, and figured that I would tackle it here because it's a question that I see come up a lot and I think would be relevant for you guys. So stay tuned for our legal portion as we get started with our Basil Bounty Bucket. Now, this recipe calls for a lot of different bounty rums, which I have none of them. And so we're improvising. Now, as I was getting ready for you guys this morning, I was thinking to myself, how happy I am to be from St. Lucia, where improvisation is the thing of the day. This thing called for a bucket. And if you see that the image on there, they've got like a nice, pretty bouncy bucket. But guess what? I didn't have it at home. So here's what we're using instead. We've got our bucket full of ice, and we're going to be building our drink in here. I got my little straw ready to go so I can taste it when we're all done. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add in 1.5 ounce of sand. But of course, you guys can use whatever spice rum that you have in your liquor cabinet if you have one. And everyone should have a liquor cabinet, I'm just saying. I love the smell, you guys. All right. Next, we're going to add 3 ounces of coconut rum. I did tell you guys there's a lot of liquor in this drink. This is a 2-ounce shot glass, so we'll be adding 1.5 of that in here, all the way to the top. 1.5 here. Next, we're going to add 3 ounces of a white rum. I'm using Bacardi because that's what I got in here. This reminds me of a Long Island iced tea. I swear, all booze and no juice. I am terrified of this drink, you guys. Like, terrified. Next, we are going to pop our Corona in here. So I'm using a Corona Extra. And I'm going to try to like finesse it so that all of the Corona doesn't like spill out before the drink's ready. Check out my skills. First time doing this. Splash of lime juice. I don't know what a splash is. A splash of pineapple juice. I'm actually going to shake that before I pop it in there. Should put a little bit more lime in there, I think. There we go. And we are garnishing with, I just lost my paper. Garnishing with some lime here and here. This is a massive drink, not meant for one person. bunch of pineapple and cherries, make it real pretty. I honestly think at this point I'm procrastinating tasting this drink because I know it's so strong. And I'm not afraid to say that. I know I'm known as the person who, like, loves rum, but you guys, come on. Look at this thing. This is something you'd find in, like, Vegas or, like, New Orleans, not in Dana Point at 10 o'clock on a Friday morning. But because it's customary and we taste everything that we make on Rum Shop, I am actually going to go in and taste it. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit so I get all of the flavors. Pray for me as I go in and drink this. That is good. That's got some, like, somehow all of these flavors that don't look like they should actually make sense in a drink actually make sense in a drink. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm not going to drink any more of it because I do have work to do today. And there's a law out there somewhere that says lawyers should not practice drunk. So we're not going to do that today. I'm going to grab my paper because I actually need it and be right back with you guys. Okay. So that was the Basil Bounty Bucket. And we're going to set that aside. And we're actually going to hop in to our legal portion of today's show. Like I said, we'll be addressing a question that I saw posed online. That question is, my grandfather cut my mom out of his will. So last week we talked about disinheriting. That's what that is. And is leaving everything to me. So whoever the me is asking this question, if mom's the beneficiary of his accounts, do I get those too? So it'd be interesting before I actually answer the question to see what you guys think. My husband and I were going through this, and my husband believed that because grandpa's intent is for grandchild to inherit everything, that the beneficiary designations would be overridden by the will. Like I said, I'd be super interested to know what you guys think down below, but I'm just going to go ahead in the interest of time and answer the question for you guys. And it is Friday, which means the garden is over here. And so if you guys hear a little bit of noise, I apologize. So the simple answer to this question is no. Grandchild would not get the money in the accounts unless grandpa went ahead and changed the beneficiary designations on those accounts to granddaughter. Why is that? Clearly, if he has decided to disinherit mom in his will, some might think that he is also intending to disinherit mom entirely. Before I actually go in to why the answer to that question is no, I want to explain that this is not an uncommon scenario for us to see where a parent disinherits a child in a estate plan, meaning like a will or a trust, but would leave outside accounts to that person that they disinherited. So there, you cannot make from this, we cannot make the assumption that grandpa's intent is to entirely cut mom out. There may be a very valid reason for why he has not made any provisions for mom in the will, but is going to be leaving her the accounts. But let's assume that grandpa really does want mom to be cut out. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to leave anything to mom. Grandpa would have to go in and change the beneficiary designations on the on those accounts in order for grandchild to receive them. That is the case for any kind of accounts that you have with beneficiary designations, because beneficiary designations override what is written in an estate plan. Always. So I'm going to give you guys a different example of how we see that play out. Husband and wife, they are married. they make each other beneficiaries of each other's estate. They get divorced. Spouses do not change the beneficiaries on their accounts. Spouse one dies. Guess who inherits spouse one's accounts with beneficiary designations? Ex-spouse. And that is just how it is. Because we do not know, if the person does not go in and change the beneficiary designations on their accounts, we have no idea of knowing that the intent is not for this person to inherit. Therefore, that beneficiary designation will be honored. So if you guys want, if there's any situations like I described, hey Tess, good morning, you are no longer in a relationship with someone, you guys have gotten divorced, the person that you named as your beneficiary has passed away, and for whatever reason you don't want that person to inherit from your account anymore, it is your job to go in and change the beneficiary designation on those accounts. Simply creating an estate plan, simply creating a will or a trust, cutting that person out will not do the job for you. So in this instance, with this grandchild, grandpa, like I said, would have to go in and change that designation. You guys, if you are married and getting divorced or have gotten divorced, that is a step that you have to take. You need to go in and change the beneficiaries on your IRAs. And when we talk about accounts, we're talking about bank accounts with beneficiaries on it. So pay on death or transfer on death accounts. Any kind of life insurance policies, retirement accounts, any account that has a beneficiary listed on there, anytime your desire for that beneficiary to inherit changes, you need to go ahead and update that account as well. So I know for a fact that there's probably a ton of people who are watching this right now or who will be watching this in the future who is having this as a situation. Why do I know that? Because of how often we see it play out in estate planning. And so this is for you guys. Get online, update your beneficiary designations. And honestly, if you don't know who your beneficiary is, which I actually see very often, people forget, now's the time to go ahead and get online and look that up. Call your company, call your bank account, your bank, whoever that is. Find out who the beneficiary is on there, and if that person is not who you want, now's the time to make the change. Because if you pass away, that person will be inheriting, and that may be against your wishes. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys today. As always, I thank you for stopping by. You guys have a beautiful Friday. The sun finally came out. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a happy Labor Day. Enjoy a Basil Bounty bucket. For you guys in California, we are having our recall elections coming up. You guys, if you received your ballot, please don't forget to vote no to the recall. Yes, that is my position. We're voting no to the recall. And that is question number 1. And also make sure you answer question number 2, that if the recall is successful, that you actually pick who you would like to be the next governor. Do not neglect that question. If you are voting no on the recall, also say who you'd like to win in case the recall is successful. If you guys have been paying any attention, Larry Elder is the leading opponent to Governor Gavin Newsom. And if you guys are paying attention to his platform, it is not women friendly. It is not race friendly. It is not a lot of things friendly. It is, I personally, he's not someone I would like to be my governor, which is why yesterday myself and my family voted, and which is why today I am encouraging you guys in California to get out there and vote. This is not the time to be lazy. Elections is your ballots need to be postmarked by September 14th. So it is September 3rd. We don't have that much time. Get out there, get it done. Let's do this. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week for another episode of Rum Shop Talk, where we'll be rumming and we'll be learning all about estate planning. Bye, guys.